Wow, gentlemen. Hang on 1 second here. Why is it? There it is. There it is. And
the METHOD Lab. Welcome everybody to the Method Lab. We're gonna let him say it. We're gonna let him say it. METHOD Lab. Welcome everybody. We are back.
You just pump faked you.
I know, right? I was like,
he was ready.
it's all right. We'll fix it in post. We'll do it live.
Goddamn.
He iced the kicker there.
Right? Shit.
you guys did that on screen and shit. You guys see what I see.
Oh,
We
man.
don't see we see a beautiful.
There it is. Oh, shit. That's dope.
Oh snap! Okay.
Welcome, everybody.
Here we go.
It looks like a damn Zoom meeting.
I was
It
that, right?
It is.
I was
This is from all facets of the fucking space station we've been on. Goddamn it!
Yeah.
Switch headphones. Give me those.
We got everybody in here.
We
All
got
the
everybody,
engineers.
and we are. All right. We're all in frame.
Goddamn right. All right. This is nice. I like this. Dig this. Okay.
Yeah, that's what's up. That looks dope. We just got to put the banner under with the phone number
Right.
because my ass does not remember it still.
Still?
Still. I know it's a 414, but that's
Well,
as far as I go.
Oh man. Well,
But
at
you
least
can tune in at 1025mke.com.
radio you can watch.
Radio you can watch.
And you can call us and text us
Yes.
at 414-502-9447.
What he said.
That's right.
Exactly.
The phone
And you
lines
can
are
join us at the Facebook Messenger
Or Twitch.
or the Twitch or the Facebook group,
That's right.
you know, the Method Lab. And I am going to reactivate the Facebook Method Lab page that I had when I first started this project. So you can reach us out there too.
There you go.
And what else? What up? Hey,
man.
everybody. I was going to announce everybody, but
The gang is here.
now everybody's
I
here.
mean, pretty much everybody
it's like,
is
it
here.
is radio you can watch. I'm like, whoa, you can't hide it.
Do not let the screen fool you. Usually you would see at least, 2 or 3 screens here. But
Yeah.
as you see, we have the whole gang here.
Yes.
And
And it is Al Mil Mondays.
it is Al Meal Mondays.
So
It only makes sense
Yeah,
that we have
exactly.
everybody out here. So,
should we introduce them?
of course, I
Should we
think
go
we
left
should.
to right or right to left?
Let's go, left to right, I guess. We should go left to right. All right. Sitting over here to the left of us, or if you can see, probably over here in the corner section, past Jill's ear,
Yeah.
on that
that
side
side.
of the screen.
oh, that-
that
that-
side of the screen. Right
Sure.
here. Yeah, here, right here, there. Okay.
See, we get interactive
We're-
sometimes.
We just jumping in, you know what I'm saying? We're just jumping into people's screens. But we have to our left, our far left, our man Mace.
Mace Machi.
Mace
Films.
Machi.
Films.
What's up?
The visionary.
Right, you usually see him in the comment section
That's right.
throwing his 2 cents.
Exactly.
You know?
Reminding us what's going on in these streets.
Yeah.
Keeping it al mil. Keeping it al mil. And also, sitting next to him, all right, with a very dashing beard and mustachioed self, is the man Money Mike.
Money.
All right? Money Mike. All right?
Yep, the one and only.
The one and only. God damn it. You need it, he got it. Now, also over here, we have an illustrated man right here by the name of Chubbs.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hello, world.
See, he's also been in the comment section as well.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
a troll.
He's
I came out from under the bridge.
We've been asking these guys to come on the show for the longest.
Hell yeah.
And finally, as you can see,
I took enough shots.
we got them.
The Avengers assembled.
There you go. and it's colored stones here. You see this? This is just kind of colorful here.
Yeah.
So who knows what's gonna happen? We may snap our fingers, and a whole lot of y'all might go away. Who knows?
We look more like Captain Planet.
It kind of, yeah. I can see that. Have y'all seen the one where like they have Captain Planet and then it's like Don Cheadle and he's like a total dick and he's turning people into trees and shit?
Oh no, I didn't watch it, but I
Yes.
seen
Oh, you seen that shit?
little clips of it.
Oh my god, that shit is fucking crazy. This shit's murderous.
The Captain Planet on Robot Chicken skits. Hilarious.
That's hilarious too. That's pretty fucking funny, too.
Captain Planet.
So fellas, like, how was y'all Christmas? How was it, man? Like,
It was good.
Very merry.
very merry?
Very merry.
Yeah, it was good. It was pretty low key.
Yeah.
Got a lot of candles.
Oh, there you go.
So my room smells good.
There you go. Yeah, man. I felt like coming out of the holidays and stuff. Of course, we did the Al Mil, a toy giveaway, and then we, of course,
Posada Al Mil.
Posada Al Mil.
Yes.
And doing the 2-day giveaway and even the live streaming event and stuff, and coming out of that and just going into total vacation mode.
We did that, didn't we?
Yeah. Yeah. And then just going right
Dope.
into the holidays and then just having to go through the whole Christmas Eve and then
Yeah,
Christmas
it's-
morning and,
Yeah.
the
My
whole
days were
thing.
like just off.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
felt like I didn't even know what day was.
Yeah, for us, for me, it's like I think I was telling Elle or I was telling somebody, it's like, it's hard to turn that shit off.
It is.
Like you leave here and you're like, oh fuck, go. It's like, oh shit, all right, we're done. Okay, well, let's plan the next. Oh wait, I gotta. Oh shit, I can't leave the house for 3 days. All right, well, let's do this shit. It's like a whole different fucking battle,
Yeah.
because you gotta switch it off.
That you forget there's holidays. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, wait.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, that's why I did the event. Oh yeah, it was in celebration of this. Oh fuck, now I gotta go buy gifts.
No wonder you got so much
Christmas was forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good though. It was a good adult Christmas. We got
Yeah.
a lot done. We had a lot of goals that we wanted to achieve, and I think we achieved them very well. Very well. So hats off to you fellas and to everybody else that's part of the team and everybody else that supports and
Oh yeah.
took the time to tune in, to share, to upload your pictures.
Yeah.
We have the list somewhere. We'll probably go grab that a little later. But of all the people that participated in the comment section and got, I think the little girl had like what, over 200 likes.
Yep, like over 200 likes.
It's like people were actually going into the comment section and just tagging like 60 people at a pop, and would do it all day. Just spend all day just tagging groups and groups and groups of people.
The notifications were definitely going crazy.
Yeah. My battery went to zero a couple times that week. It's like, fuck, my phone is just. Oh yeah, you guys can cuss on here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just let you know
guys
it's,
didn't know.
it's uncut.
Just in case you
uncensored.
didn't know.
So you can
You can say whatever the fuck you want.
I figured after you cussed, you could.
Shouts out to Amber,
And the K.
Andy, who?
No, 2K.
2K.
Andy 2K.
K.
Amber, that is.
Let me log into this.
Hey,
message.
Amber reacted to a post that I shared with a friend of mine. His name is Romel, Big Ro. Funny as
Oh,
hell.
I did see that post earlier.
Dog, Romel is funny as fuck. I grew up with this dude. He big as fuck. He funny as hell. And he moved out to Arizona and shit. And he just posts these shits on TikTok to just be cracking up. Be talking about, like, he always go after big girls. And it's funny as fuck. He's a security guard. He's a security guard and shit.
Easy target.
Easy target. So he always get like big girls from all over that just be sending them twerk videos, and he posts shit like, "Woo, that's what I call a big ol' ass." But he wearing face masks, and there's somebody else that says this shit, and it's funny as fuck. Cause he's big as hell too. So this morning he makes this fucking post. And I swear to God, every day he has some of the most randomest, funniest shit to say. And he makes this fucking post that says, "I heard fat girls go to bed early so they can hurry up and eat breakfast." That's just what I heard. And he has a fucking thing like that. So I laugh, right? I reacted to it like everybody else reacted to it because, we follow him, me, him, his family, all of us. And he just crack us up with this shit. So I shared it. I was like, duh, consistently, you are the funniest fucking dude I heard like all year. Like every day you post the funniest, most randomest shit.
He gets the meme of the week,
And
the year award.
I was just like, that's it, dude. You the funniest motherfucker of 2020 to me. Like out of everybody. And I shared it. And Amber went clean the fuck off. She was posting like big girl memes and shit. Like how big girls are still good looking and they can do this and that. And I'm like, bro, look what you started. That's my boy Ro, man. It's no dick. If you send him, he like you too. He might holler at you. He might. I'm just saying. You never know. He like big girls. I don't. You know. It's no knock.
He's
I'm
just saying he's just saying what he heard.
He just saying what he heard. It's just
Don't shoot the messenger.
Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. See if it's true. I don't know. I don't. You know. But I'm just saying. That's just my boy Ro, man. Shout out to Ro Mill, man, and tech support. That shit was hilarious. Looking at the memes, this shit is crazy. And he responded. That's funny.
Did he? What did he say?
He reading and talking about.
I'm
that
invested.
hilarious.
What did he say?
He just covered it hilarious. Oh man, that's my dog, man.
Oh man. Sorry, fellas. Had to clean up my eyes there a bit. So, what's up, guys? What do you guys see for the foreseeable future or the remainder of the year? The remaining 3 years or 3 days, I mean.
Man, not a whole lot, man.
Not a whole lot chilling.
Nah, just chilling.
Yeah.
Trying to relax. It's been busy.
Busy. This 2020 has been quite an experience here. You know.
I'm gonna go on a diet in the new year, so I'm eating extra. The next 3 days, I'm going all out.
Until you start the new year and you just keep it rolling.
It's like when they give you your last meal before they execute you, but I get many last meals.
Oh shit, man! I feel you, man. I had a shit ton of meatloaf for Christmas.
God.
I fuck with
Like
meatloaf,
straight up
man.
meatloaf. Like
A lot of people don't
shouts
fuck
out
with
to my
meatloaf.
mother. No,
People use meatloaf like in jokes and stuff. You know, like
man, it's one of the greatest singers.
If you make it good, it's good.
It's one of the greatest singers ever. Fucking Meatloaf, aka Bitch Tits. Shouts out to Meatloaf.
I do like Meatloaf,
Yeah,
man.
he would
Meatloaf
do
is
anything
dope.
for love.
He would.
But he wouldn't do
He won't
that.
do that. No, he won't do that.
He won't do
He
that.
won't put that sandwich down. No, he won't.
Damn it. Or stop taking his estrogen.
Bitch tits. I fucking love Fight Club, man.
Fight
That
Club
was
is
awesome.
a fucking epic movie.
That's a goddamn classic.
That was the first movie that I ever got on DVD.
Really?
Yeah. Haven't seen my dad in a couple months, so he showed up with a DVD player and that movie. And the Fast and the Furious too.
That was
That's
my
where it started.
that was my first Brad Pitt movie. Was Fight Club.
Really?
What?
That
Serious?
what?
That's at least the first time I recognized him. I was like, I never seen any.
You never saw Thelma and Louise?
No, I never watched that. I know what happens at the end of that, but I never watched them.
He was in that. I remember him from
I never watched what's the other one where he has long hair. I didn't watch Interview with. He's in Interview with the Vampire too, right?
Yeah.
I never watched that
I
till way
watched that.
later.
Really good movie, too.
That's a good one.
That's the one where I first saw.
Yeah.
Because my dad used to have the black box. We had a pay per view, so that was out on pay per view.
Yeah.
And I just recognized him because that movie was just so weird. It used to disturb me. I was too young to understand it. I feel like. What year did that come out?
Oh, Interview?
No, the
Fight Club?
Fight Club.
It was like 90.
It's like late night.
Seven,
Yeah,
96
yeah.
maybe.
I was like barely 10 years old. Man. The hell Fight Club was about, man.
Man.
I knew it was. I was told it was about a book later on,
book,
but when
yeah.
I first heard about the film, I was like, that sounds like some white boy shit. And then it was like, no lie, I was like,
In the
so-
hood, you can get to fight whatever. You don't
Right,
have to make a club for it.
What the
Just
fuck?
go to the corner store.
That's some gambling ass white boy shit, man. They just want niggas to be fighting in them for the buck fighting in them. But then I went to go see it, and I was like, holy shit,
Yeah.
this is nuts.
Yeah.
I like it.
I loved it.
It had like a Quentin Tarantino.
It did.
Yeah.
It did. But it felt like a damn near a superhero movie. Cause the shit that was going on was so crazy, and then just finding out that twist at the end, it was just like,
Yeah.
Hold up, y'all fucking with me.
Yeah.
Like, there's no
to be
way.
honest, I never watched the whole way through.
Nah.
Really?
Thing.
I've seen that movie 3 times.
Duh, I've watched. Yeah, that
It's a long
movie's
movie, but it's a good.
It's a good
trip.
fucking trip. Yeah. That whole fucking payoff was worth it.
Yeah. Or stomach the book.
Yeah.
Then you really go through a trip. The books
Yeah,
are
the
amazing.
books are
I
fucking
can't read
crazy.
books, man.
Man,
No,
I got ADHD,
audio
bro.
books. Go to YouTube.
right?
I'll
Go to
do
audiobooks. Audiobooks is dope.
You know,
I'm more
I've
of a
been
podcast
really.
person.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of podcast. I know you're a big Rogan, big.
Yeah, I'm
All
all
those
all
guys.
of yeah, all of them. All of them. I like all of them. Bobby
Shouts
Lee.
out to them. Bobby Lee, is that the comedian from Mad TV?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
There
he
you
has his
go.
own podcast.
Yeah, Tiger
that
Belly.
motherfucker was goofy as
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
That's dope.
It's hilarious.
He's a really nice guy.
Yeah.
But he can be a little extra.
He's disgusting.
yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's my cup of tea.
He I mean, if you liked him in Mad TV, then
Yeah.
But that's because he always did them Hyundai, them Daewoo or Hyundai skits.
I forgot about
He got a lot of skills. I went and looked back on him. He had like the North Korea instructional how to work the bombs and stuff like that. And he's just him and his brother play like bald doctors, and they're like he just ruins all the instructions. They can't figure out how to control. You know. But yeah, I like all
Oh
that stuff.
god, that's bogus. Nah, Bobby Lee is hilarious. That's fucking crazy. I didn't even know he did that.
Podcast, man. Podcast is where it's at.
Andrew Schultz, and he just got something that came out on Netflix too.
Andrew Schultz.
It's pretty good. Where he talks about everything that happened in 2020.
Oh yeah, I did start. I watched I'm over here like, what the fuck is that? I watched like 4 episodes.
Yeah. It's real fast. It's like
Yeah,
a
it's
machine,
real fast.
like a machine gun. Of
I
jokes.
didn't even think I fucking took a nap.
Yeah.
Fucking woke up and I was like, oh shit, he's
Yeah,
talking about
they're-
Hillary. All
they're
right,
off.
talking about Hillary for about 2 seconds. Ugh.
Like 15 minutes, I think, each episode.
Yeah, I did that a lot this past week. I recharged the batteries. I got a lot of naps in, a lot of just dozing off for no fucking reason. Like, surprisingly enough, though, the only thing I stayed awake for was Wonder Woman.
Really?
Yeah, I fucking love that movie.
You really?
Yeah, I think it was really good.
What, the new one?
Yeah,
I don't know.
the new one.
You watched it?
No, I didn't. What's on
It's
Netflix?
no, it's on HBO Max. So I found out that I've been paying for HBO Max for a year because I pay for internet service at home with AT&T, and you get it for free. As long as you pay your bill, you get free HBO Max. So I've been going on this journey for over 2 years, trying to find the fucking password or somebody let me borrow their login information so I can check out a few shows on HBO that I wanted to watch. And I had it all along. So I finally logged in this weekend, which is it worked out because Wonder Woman was the first Warner Brothers premiere that they're doing on HBO Max because they're gonna do all of their big releases that they're doing for 2021 are gonna be free for HBO Max subscribers. So I was like, oh shit! So say you go to a movie, you know, Warner Brothers drops Suicide Squad 2. They're doing the new, I think, Predator movie, the new Alien movie. You know, they have a lot of big blockbuster hits that we would probably go to the movies and watch.
Yeah.
And you can get them for free. You know, but Wonder Woman, it was pretty dope.
Yeah.
A lot of people that I've seen that I talked to
Yeah.
watched it and said it was boring.
Yeah, I can see how they get it. The reason I liked it was because it's something kind of what I've been asking for in a movie. It like takes a period. So like, say you guys all watched the Superman movie with Christopher Reeves, right?
Yeah.
The first one and the second one. Which one's your favorite?
I'd probably say the second one.
Second one.
Him fighting the three dudes,
Yeah.
the 2 dudes and the girl.
Yeah.
Zod, dope. That was
Yeah.
just dope. Like he took on 3 motherfucking Kryptons and shit. Fucking Kryptonians, man.
He took on 3 Crips.
3 Crips, man. He took 3 He took 3 real Crips on by himself. They jumped him on his home turf,
He survived.
and he survived.
Only
dog.
a few bullet holes.
Right, like they damn near killed his ass. They threw a building on this nigga, man. They mobbed up.
So you take this movie, right, and you
took the
remember it
president.
in a certain type of way of how it was produced, how it was presented to you on the screen.
Right.
That's what Wonder Woman did. They took that 80s vibe. So pretty much take everything that went into the Christopher Reeves movie aesthetically with visuals and how the story moved nice and slow, you know, where it set up the characters really well, like it interacted them, you know, like they took the time to tell that story
They paced it.
with everybody.
paced it
And
well.
it looked like it was made back then. You know, so I think that's
you
what
like-
I
you
enjoyed
like
about
that.
it.
It was more
Story
aimed
about the action.
Yeah, it was in that, and obviously you get the action scenes with the CGI and all this bullshit,
Yeah,
extra
but
shit.
sometimes they just overdo
But
it.
yeah, they didn't. They overdid it because they have to, because it's a superhero, you know. But they didn't do it, you know, Justice League where everything on the screen is CGI at all times. You know, so and it complemented the story, kind of, sort of. You know, if you really weren't looking for, you know, like, oh no, that didn't
I have
happen
to
in the
watch that
comic
'cause-
book.
Like, that's why sometimes I don't watch some of the comics. So it's
Yeah.
just too much of that.
Yeah, no, this gave it a.
Stuff that's a little more.
You know, and what I read a lot of people didn't like about it was the story about, like, oh, why you make this bitch so thirsty throughout the whole movie? You know, she's just crying about, you know, the man that she lost.
Right.
But in the story, if you look at it, it has a more romanticized approach to it. Like, oh, I have no choice. This is what's in front of me. Let me deal with it, type shit. And she overcame it, and whatever. You know, it's a movie. It's always gonna end well in the end. But that's why I enjoyed it.
I don't know. Can we talk a little spoiler? Can we?
About what?
Go ahead.
There's not really any spoilers. I don't
Go
really
ahead.
think there's any spoilers. I just think it's.
Well, I mean, okay.
That's, I think, what people didn't like. There wasn't really to the timeline. Like, it really didn't give a spoiler or something really big happened.
Here's what
It was just a day in the life type of shit.
Here's what I didn't. Here's what I didn't enjoy about the film, because I didn't like it.
You watched it?
I watched it.
Okay.
I didn't like it. I was resident to watch it because I was more so kind of disappointed because of the fact that going into this, I knew I wasn't gonna like it when I kind of heard the leaked plot of what this was gonna be.
Yeah.
Because I'm somebody, I look at the script shit. I like the script. I like to hear the story. Like, okay, what's the basis? How this shit's gonna start?
Yeah.
Because I know the director's gonna take it somewhere,
Yeah.
but I gotta know, like, where's the direction of this shit? What are they going off of? And when I heard the story and it was talking about how it's gonna be, you know, based on the two villains from her comic series, which is Wishmaster and Cheetah or Chitara or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, they're gonna do the whole Batman thing where they, you know, two villains, and they're gonna go that route, that every superhero route, you know, sequel, two villains, you know, and
Penguin, Catwoman.
yeah, and I'm like, okay, so already I'm knowing that they're gonna do this whole cliche thing
Yeah.
with the girl is bumbling and shit, and then she becomes this powerful whatever the fuck,
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay, well. All right, we're gonna go that route. So I'm expecting that, and I'm like, somehow, some way, some chemical is gonna turn into a goddamn cheetah. I'm like expecting this shit. So then I'm like, okay, and then the Wishmaster, and I'm like, okay, I'm interested to see what they do with that. And I didn't know that the guy who's in
The
Mandalorian
Mandalorian
was gonna be the Wishmaster. And I was like, oh shit, that's dope. So I'm like, okay, and I know Kristen Wiig, you know, she's funny. And I like her as a comic person, so I'm like, okay, this might work. But I go in and I watch it, and it's just like, the first 20 minutes is excellent.
The nostalgia,
That
the
nostalgia, retro, that mall scene, fucking bananas. That shit was pop. That shit popped, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna like this. And then after that, when it started getting into the plot thing, that's when I started to notice, like, oh shit, it's dragging, but it's dragging for all the wrong reasons. And And I was crazy when you said that they had this whole romantical thing. You didn't find it creepy that
Yes.
she made the wish. She made that wish, and this random ass dude.
Yeah.
We don't know if this motherfucker was married. We don't know if this motherfucker had a family. We don't know if this motherfucker had a kids. He just showed up. Hey, it's me. I'm Chris Pine. And she's like, she sees, I don't fucking know you, and she turns around. Oh my God, it's you. And she just goes on this fucking just romantical fucking thing with him.
With some random ass.
With some
dude.
random ass dude. So we see Chris Pine, but she, you know, and sees him, but everybody else sees this random ass Italian dude who just left his family and just went off with Wonder Woman and just went knocking the bottom out of her. So it's like it threw me after that, and I was just like, I don't know if I'm gonna ever want to see this again.
It sounds like a novela.
It is.
is.
It has that feel to it, and
is.
that's the nostalgia to a Superman movie because he made the world go in reverse
It was about the
to
relationship.
save Lois Lane.
Yeah,
It was.
about the relationship.
Yeah.
It was. But
It
they
wasn't
did-
so much about the destruction and all the action and all
But see,
that.
here's the thing.
Lane?
Here's the thing.
Lois, is it?
Yeah, Lewis Lane's making it sound like he's trying to go get a
Lois.
guy.
But see-
Hey, in the world that
But no.
we live in, it's
No, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong.
Luis.
Don't get me wrong. When we talk about Superman 2 and we look at that, Superman wanted to be human. And he went through that transformation and he became human. And he was having the time of his life. And then he went to that diner and dude punked him out and beat his ass. And his pride was hurt. Because he was like, I could crush that motherfucker
Shouts
if
out
I
to
really
George
wanted
Webb's
to.
on Mitchell Street.
You know what I'm saying? He got
Many
the
souls have been crushed at that George
right.
Webb's.
He got the shit beat out of him, and he felt what it's like to be human. And it really took at like, you know, you have to deal with that. And as him being a pure-hearted Krypton, he couldn't deal with that shit. He's like, nah, man. Hell no.
Where's my fucking power? Where's my super suit?
Right. Get my super suit. I got to get my shit back. He was in the temple like, give me my shit back. I don't give a fuck about that bitch. Give me my shit back. I want to fly. I got to go back to George Webb. He just finished my steak and eggs. Like, he was desperate. And he got his shit back. And luckily he did. Because the fucking world needed him. Because the Crip showed up. They took the president. They ripped the White House off. They took the roof off the White House and just took the president. It was like, we got your leader. We got your,
I'll be like, take him.
fuck your White House. We got your leader. We took your flag. And they was in there just on the west side. They was in there motherfucker just tripping. And he had to fly in like, look, I need my shit back. I got to go, baby. I love you. But I got to do my thing. I got to go. Y'all don't know what the fuck y'all dealing with. These Crips ain't no joke.
Suwu.
But
We outta here.
But Wonder Woman doesn't have that. It just has this. It just becomes this thing that just implodes within itself. Because you know you got this guy who becomes a wish man. That was the more compelling thing that I
Yeah.
wish they would
I
have dove
enjoyed
more
that
into
story.
that.
How
That was the best
Yeah.
thing about it. Because here's this guy who's, you know, he's trying to sell shit, and I guess he's not quite good, but he makes this.
It's the story of Trump.
Yeah, he makes
Like
this.
legit.
He makes this wish on
I
the
was watching
stone.
it, I was like, damn. They really modeled this guy after Trump.
Right, like
his
he-
mannerisms. Like if you look, it's a story based in '84.
Yeah.
So if you look back at Trump in '84, like this character has every single mannerism that a 40-year-old
Even the
Donald
hair.
Trump would have.
Even the hair.
From the hair to the fit to how he interacts with his family.
With his son,
I was like, with his
especially with
son,
his
I was like,
son.
oh, that's Donnie Jr.
Like you get that feeling, and he's selfish in a way
That's
because
dope.
all he's trying to do is make money to provide for his family,
Yeah.
but he's so desperate to make that money, to make that happen, that when he gets the stone, he wishes to, you know,
He just blows his
become the
load all in
wishmaster. So everybody that touches him can grant their wish. So he goes off and you know, like he does in the comic book, he goes to powerful people who can do bad things, And he's like, you shake my hand and, you know, whatever you want, I can make it happen. And he becomes the wish master, you know. Meanwhile, like, everybody's getting what they want, and it's becoming chaos. It's becoming out of place. So, of course, Wonder Woman has to do this. But then we...
It kind of goes in hand with how the first one was, though. You were gonna say, Chuck? No. Oh,
No, because it of course, with any time something like that happens, there's a side effect. If you make a wish, something takes place. It's like something bad happens.
Yeah.
So Wonder Woman makes a wish, and then she starts to lose her fucking powers. And as
That's
people,
like
yeah,
dancing with the devil, like making a wish with the devil.
yeah,
It's always
exactly. It's always something that takes it away, like it takes away, or there's something that happens. So of course, you know, Kristen Wiig gets the chance at the stone, and she wishes to be like Wonder Woman. And
cheetah.
yeah, and for no fucking reason, she turns into a cheetah. No fucking reason.
So did I say cheetah?
Like, it makes sense. I made a wish. It took away my power. I wanted to be like Wonder Woman. This bitch turned into a fucking cheetah.
maybe she's a cheetah.
I don't get. There was not one ounce.
Turning into Wonder Bread.
Not one fucking. It would have made sense if she like loved cats, or she worked as a veterinarian, or she had a fascination with fucking cougars or some shit.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be some sort of like they were gonna morph.
Yeah.
Like she like got some cheetah DNA in her or something, and then she turns into a cheetah. But if that's the story, then that's kind of weird.
She could lift weights and she could walk in heels, and the bitch turned into a cheetah. It made no
Maybe
sense
she
to
was
me.
a cheater. And so like, oh, you make that
Oh,
wish,
see.
now you a cheetah.
Now, see, I never would have thought that. See, you here with that.
Yeah.
But no, see, it made leaps and shit, and then I just didn't like that fight with her. Her
Yeah,
and Cheetah.
but we've gotten accustomed to have shitty fights though
It just,
in the DC universe. That's all I can. That they presented was at least you weren't fucking Suicide Squad 1.
you know,
with
when
the
they
fucking
have,
twirling chick from the Gap commercials.
you know, when you have a shitty CGI thing, when you make everything dark, when you got them fight at night, and you got to hide the fact that this cheetah. This cheetah girl you turned into is a couple shades too light to look like a goddamn cheetah girl.
Yeah.
So you gotta like put it at night and make it in the graveyard.
Yeah, she looks like a cat with mange.
yeah,
or
kick up a
something.
lot of dirt and shit. Just like it's just running around, just dodging this fur
fucking-
ball with a face.
Yeah, that's not new. I've seen that on 13th Street. I've seen one of those running around.
Like that's the motherfucker on Locust.
The cat with no nose? Yeah.
I've seen that. That's nothing. That ain't shit.
You'd be surprised. The fucking rat
surprised.
bit his nose off.
I'm telling you.
The cat rabbit? Yeah, I seen
Cat
that.
rabbit.
It made no sense. The cheetah thing threw me off. It was just a total waste of all of that.
Of time.
Of time.
If anything,
and
they
just
should have did
character.
what Spider-Man did and just like introduce the character, then at the end, let her fester a little bit, and then become something that she has to face in the next movie.
See, and that's why I say, like,
The next movie, she got to face the cheetah girls.
Right?
that's why I say, like, Spider-Man 2 is like one of the best sequels ever. Like when you look at it, like it didn't try to overdo anything. It introduced two villains, but it made sense when they showed up, and they had a compelling love story. They had a compelling side plot, compelling main plot.
And
The
they
character
dropped-
was struggling with the powers, and it made sense. And I think people identified a lot with him because the motherfucker couldn't pay rent. And he was struggling with that shit. Like, goddamn, I got to make rent and save the city. And it's New York. And there's a crime every fucking 5 seconds. And I'm about to lose my chick. My auntie is fucking dying. What the fuck?
You should have pocketed some of that change.
My homie is tripping. He trying to kill me. He done found out I'm Spider-Man. What the fuck? Like, there's so much shit going on. And it's a perfect balance. And it just happens to work out. But it all made sense. And it all lined up. And it had a great ending. Great fucking ending. You couldn't ask for anything better. And it's like every sequel, for some reason, when you have these superhero movies, not a lot of them aim for that. They aim for the shit that happened long
Sells
ago
toys.
that sells toys and shit. Where's that one that sold all $1 billion worth of toys? Let's follow that blueprint. And Spider-Man 2 is a fucking classic. That shit still sells DVDs to this day.
DVDs?
Hell yeah, DVDs, shit. Toys.
Hit up the
VHS.
Goodwill.
Shit, them
They
They got
motherfuckers.
like 12 copies.
Dude, I got-
8-tracks.
them motherfucking, they will buy that shit. They will buy the fuck out of that shit. The
Got it on
soundtrack,
Put that
everything.
Shit, put that shit in a steel case and give you my $60.
Every time I get like a lot of YouTube videos that count like top 10 whatevers. And that fucking film makes a list of every fucking major film following YouTuber as far as like company, like Looper and all that shit. They include that shit all the time. IMDb includes that shit all the time. That fucking film stands out. Motherfuckers overseas still rock with that shit.
Well, if you put that up against Wonder Woman, of course, it's not.
But that's what I'm saying. Like Wonder Woman
And they
just
stopped. They discontinued the Spider-Man, right?
yeah.
No, they rebooted it.
Well, yeah, they rebooted like a couple times, but it's
Well, they're gonna bring back Toby for this next one.
Yeah, that's right.
He
Well,
Or
signed
they
a
dropped the
contract.
guy that plays him or something.
No, they got all of them. They
all of them?
literally went
Andrew,
and grabbed
them,
all of them.
all of them. Tom, all
I
of them.
even
that
think
Spider-Verse kinda
Spider
thing.
Pig's gonna be in this shit.
Spider Pig.
Probably, I wouldn't doubt it at this point.
No, if they got a live action Spider Pig, yo, that shit's they going too far. That's it.
Hey man, if we're gonna get fucking original Batman in the next Batman movie,
Who do you think they'll have play Spider Pig?
Spider Pig,
Yeah,
Jason Alexander. I don't know.
fucking get right. Oh God!
But I don't know,
What was
they
this-
probably
what was
will.
the Seinfeld name?
Hey, if they fucking give us real Nick Cage
Yeah.
as Noir Spider-Man,
What was his Seinfeld name?
I'm okay with that too.
Man, what was the Seinfeld?
What was his name on Seinfeld? Jason Alexander's name on Seinfeld?
Oh, it's the Summer of George. George
George
Costanza.
Costanza. That's
It's the
it.
Summer of George.
Costanza.
No soup for you.
No soup for you, Costanza. I fucking love that guy. Vandalay Industries.
Shit, I watched. It's always him and the mailman. I watched
Oh,
Jurassic Park this weekend.
Oh
And,
shit! You thinking of Newman?
Newman? Yeah,
Newman. Oh,
he is always
God.
one of those key roles
Is he
that I
still
remember.
alive?
I don't know if he is, but he was alive in my heart the other
Oh,
day.
man, Newman is
'Cause I love that fucking movie. Like I went back to it. It's like most of the time, like we were talking before last week on the Friday show or our last show that we did on was it Tuesday?
Yeah, that was Tuesday.
We were
did it
talking
last
about going back and looking over shit, the nostalgia of things and how fucking shit was ruined.
Mm-hmm.
Jurassic Park holds up. The graphics don't, but the story and just like the cool shit that it was when we were kids, like it still holds up. Like that shit looks pretty fucking
Yeah, I
dope.
was just watching that with my son. the other day.
Yeah,
It's scary. That one was scary, dude.
yeah. It's a real fucking movie.
A horror
Like
movie.
that scene that everybody, I was like, why does everybody love Jeff Goldblum for his role in Jurassic Park? You know, I always remember him, you know, getting his leg injured and being in the back of the Jeep, you know. But outside of that, like, no, what fucking makes people love him is that scene when they're all sitting at the boardroom when they meet the old man and they're interrogating each other and everybody just shits on him for his idea of, you know,
This whole
modifying
fucking
genetics. And then Jeff Goldblum just goes into him like, oh, now I see why people like you because you're a fucking witty bastard. Like some of his dialogue, and that's what makes that movie cool, you know, because it was not like the movie, not like the remakes where it's just like, all right, let's show you the dinosaurs, and it's just
and then
all
in the
boring.
remakes, the dinosaurs got way too smart, and
Yeah.
they're acting like humans, and they're
Yeah.
like the pterodactyls were like turning around, moving around, like
Yeah.
That's like, I know that.
And that was the, and I was like, well, where they get the basis for the new ones? The original was just that. It was that these things were smarter, they were adapting, and so it kind of took what the premises is for the new ones, but it took it at a more believable, serious, you know, like, oh shit, okay, that raptor's a little bit smarter, or he does clicks in sonar, then they can understand each other. Like
well,
that's shit that happens in nature. So
Well, here's the thing. The reason why you take Jurassic Park, the first one, seriously more than any of the other ones, especially, is because They came at you, like you said, with realism. Here's a guy who creates dinosaurs using genetics. He didn't try to make them any special. He just created dinosaurs. Just recreated them, all the DNA from a fucking mosquito.
He didn't find one in the woods.
Right, he just created them. Then on these other films, we're supposed to believe, like these newer ones, oh, we recreated them and we made them to be smart and we made them to be
And they're fucking sharks with freaking lasers.
Right, and it's like, that makes no fucking sense. Why the fuck would you do? Why would you create something to be smarter than you to obviously run out of the fucking place and take over? That makes no fucking sense.
And the problem really was that why did you only give Jeff Goldblum 5 minutes of screen time to explain it all? When in the first one, you gave him like fucking at least an hour of just separate scenes of him explaining why this shit's gonna explode in your face.
What kills me about the new ones, especially the first new one, why the fuck can you outrun a goddamn T-Rex in red bottom high heels? You are fucking crazy, woman. There's no fucking way a woman, a man, any fucking living thing is outrunning a T-Rex in red bottom high heels.
A woman can do anything, okay?
Fuck no. That is a goddamn T-Rex.
Her whole outfit, everything.
Right.
Do not underestimate.
That defies the laws of physics.
Yeah.
She didn't even have a head start. There was no fucking way. He may not have the arms, but he could just dip forward and just fall on her. And that's it. It's game over.
In the movie.
End the movie. Like that, there's no fucking way. As soon as I saw that point, I was like, oh, she's sacrificing herself.
You know, it brings back that epic law of nature that if you're gonna shoot a shot, you hit the backboard, you got to call it before it goes in, or else it doesn't count.
Yeah, you have to.
You know,
Not
so if
against
she
the
was
Bucks.
gonna,
You have to. She had to take a shot
She
and
had
be
to.
like, I got powers now. And then I'd have believed it. I'd have believed it. If she would have did that shit, I'd have been like, all right, cool. I get you. All right, you know, Superwoman, go ahead. With your fucking high heels. Go on, do this shit then. Nah, she just ran out there with a goddamn flare and some high heels and a goddamn skirt. And just ran.
pencil skirt.
A pencil
Like that.
skirt and ran.
And ran.
And I'm like, oh, she finna sacrifice herself for the kids. Good for her. And she ran and she kept running. I'm like,
It's all on a pivot though, bro.
You mean to tell
Was
me
she
that damn
zigzagging?
dinosaur
I don't
came-
remember. Was she zigzagging?
no, she just
like-
ran straight.
Oh,
It's like Forrest
shit.
Gump when he's breaking out of the braces. She started
Right.
breaking out of it.
Like, I'm thinking like any minute the skirt finna rip and she just be like, fuck this dress and these shoes. And like,
yeah, just-
no, she just
Cheeks everywhere.
gone and just really striding out. I'm like, oh hell no. And the heel don't break. Get the fuck out
What
of
if,
here.
what if,
Those
what
are
if it was like the Under
Who are
Armour?
they, who are they sponsoring?
Under Armour.
The skirt or the
Micro,
shoes?
both of them.
The shoes. They had the gummy bottom shoes. They had the gummy red bottom athletics. Those are the fucking Aisha Curry brands. What the fuck is that? New goddamn stripper pole shoes. New goddamn things. She could have did that shit in clear
You know,
heels.
I
I'd
did
have
watch.
believed it.
I did watch one of those IMDb. What the fuck are those? Like those movie reviews? They said that in the scene she actually did run from whatever the fuck they had, the CGI doll or whatever.
Yeah.
She actually did run like distances, like all those scenes where she's running. She's actually running in heels.
Well, you go ahead then, goddamn it. You ain't even break a heel. They should sign your ass to Nike.
Me enough, I'll be running anywhere.
Right, cut the check.
What's my inspiration?
And she ain't break
Just get to there.
right. And she ain't break
No,
an
no,
ankle.
no. But who am
I'm
I?
like, you know, this is a movie, right? You don't have to do this.
Right.
Some people just don't give a fuck, man. Tom Cruise, look at Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
He do his own stunts and shit. He damn near 60 years old, 70 years old, jumping over rooftops,
Yeah.
breaking his ankle and shit.
He wants to do
Leave it in there.
That's that Scientology courage.
That's what that is.
Because he knows that once he gets injured, the airplane comes and picks him up.
Yeah.
The UFO
Yeah. You
sends him to the fucking.
Take it up.
To catch me midair, motherfuckers.
This
He
motherfucker,
himself is trying to prove that it's real.
you know what's so funny? He is a Scientologist, right? So this motherfucker really collected medals through this group, believing he gonna be a star captain when he get up here.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
He'll be like, I'm gonna be a fucking president
like-
forever when I get up here. I'm a fucking general.
And he's gonna find out, just like Chuck E. Cheese, all them points, and you can get something off the bottom shelf. Of
I
the-
make 12 Mission Impossible movies.
you get 12 Tootsies. That's what. That's what you get. You get 12 fucking blue Tootsies.
That's it. I should be a god here.
You get a plastic spider ring.
A plastic, yeah.
I'm fucking Maverick.
You get
Vampire teeth.
and you get a little pack with fake $100 bills.
That'd be fucked up, man. That's damn. I'd hate to be in that group, man.
I look forward to the day that he's on fucking A&E with Lisa Remney
Never.
doing her show.
Never. That's never gonna happen.
You think so?
Never. Nah.
I doubt it either.
Nah. I don't think Tom Cruise ever gonna leave that fucking group. Y'all ever see that documentary on that?
Oh yeah.
That's
Oh, yeah.
Going Clear?
I was knee deep in shit.
Holy shit. That's a fucking cult.
Yeah. Going Clear. You gotta watch Going Clear first, and then you can.
Y'all
watch
never
it.
saw that shit? Yo, this is fucking documentary called Going Clear. When they talk to people who was in Scientology. And these are like well-known people, directors, fucking businessmen, fucking regular guys, actors, like mothers, people who were in this fucking thing. And they talk about it. It was just a cash cow. They was charging motherfuckers to be in this.
Yeah.
And I'm talking like bands. Like if you were A-lister, you was getting damn near extorted.
Well, they get you with the self-help. It's supposed to be self-help. So they used to sell, like, I think the first book was like Dianetics in the late 80s and early 90s over paid programming. And it was like a legit self-help book. It has like real stuff you can learn and be a better person. And what it gets you to do is you buy the next book, and every book gets weirder and weirder. And then to where you're supposed to, then you got to go get cleared from all your sins or whatever.
Quebran el huevo.
Yeah.
They
And all
put
that
the
stuff
egg over
you-
you?
Yeah.
all that stuff you didn't pay for,
But then what happens is like especially if you're somebody who, is somebody of stature, power and a significant, name, they record that shit. So when you're going clear, you're emitting things, dark secrets about yourself. And they record that shit.
Use it against you.
And they use it against you. And you pay for the
For
type
that
of privileges.
documentation.
Well, pretty much, you pay for your privileges and stuff. So the more that you pay, the more you excel upwards, and to finding out exactly what this whole payout is, this great secret. And then when you find out what the fucking great secret is, the whole fucking origin story of what Scientology is and what they believe in. It is the dumbest fucking shit you've ever. It is the dumbest story you've ever fucking heard.
The guy who made it he made science fiction books. He's made like the record most amount of science fiction books anybody's ever made.
Yeah.
And so it's just of random space, all these different types of stories.
I love Star Wars. Don't get me wrong. I fucking love Star Wars. I love Star Trek.
Would that be your religion?
But you will never see me fucking believing some fucking...
Yeah.
Not even Baby Yoda?
Huh?
Not even Baby Yoda?
No. The only reason I would consider it if like one of the main pilots is Brett Favre. Because I always know we'll be going in the right direction.
Wait a
towards
minute.
the ship. We're
Wait a
going to be
minute.
going towards the ship.
We're gonna get
We might not
intercepted
get
by
there.
another ship.
Not even.
I can run those odds.
Not
I can
even
run
the
those
way
odds.
of the Mandalorian. You wouldn't believe that.
No.
That's a powerful belief they
That is
got
a powerful story.
there. That is a powerful belief they got there. But I don't know if I do it.
But they fucked up. We follow the rule. First impression is key. Their first impression was having fucking John Travolta tell that origin story, and he fucking failed miserably.
But see,
What's the name of that piece of shit?
You know who got him into
Battlefield Earth.
Battlefield Earth?
But no.
Battlefield Earth.
You know who got him into Scientology?
Who?
Christy Alley.
Get the fuck out
Look
of
Who's
here.
Talking. After Look Who's Talking.
Really?
Oh, shit. Really?
Yep.
I would have thought it was Jamie Lee Curtis
Maybe.
when she was doing
Is she
the
Scientologist?
crotch thrust at him.
Oh, yeah.
I can't believe it. I believe it.
When I first saw that, I was so uncomfortable because I was like, I've never seen that film before. I don't know when this ever happened, but why are they doing this? Why are they doing this and who recorded this
Why are
shit?
they across the room
Right.
in a room full of glass, just hip thrusting at one another?
And staring at each other. Like, what the fuck? What kind of aerobics is this?
And then they tried that same concept in what was that, Judge Dredd, when they had the fucking mind sex machines.
Oh, you talking about?
And they were just
you talking
staying
about
across.
Demolition Man?
Oh yeah, Demolition
They had
Man.
the fucking
Demolition
thing up.
Man.
He was like, I didn't even touch you.
They're sitting in that square.
He was like, what the fuck? I didn't even touch you.
Right? At least the shells touch me. Scrape my balls with these shells.
How about we just, bowl?
The Conehead started that though.
Coneheads? Oh,
I didn't
yeah.
rub their fucking heads.
Yeah. That movie always grossed me out.
Really?
The fucking coneheads, them shiny ass fucking.
They were weird.
They were weird.
Yeah,
teeth were
creepy.
They're like
Hey, their fucking teeth was crazy. The fucking whole 16 rows
I
full of
used to sit there and watch that like all summer long.
Duh, Coneheads was so fucking hilarious. I used to laugh at Chris Farley in that
Farley
fucking
was funny.
film. Oh my god, he was so stupid. Coneheads was hilarious. That's a classic. You can't go wrong with that. But I grew up on that shit. Like, you look at films that you grew up on, like some of those stand out, and you can still go back and watch them. You know what I'm saying? What's been like the biggest letdown? Like a film that you saw when you were younger, it was just like, oh, that's just amazing. But then you watch it as an adult, and you're like, why the fuck did I ever like
Man,
this
to be
shit?
honest with you, some of the Rambo movies.
Rambo?
Really?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
used to love them. Just
He helped the Taliban, bro. He helped establish the Taliban in Rambo too.
He jumped. He went back to Vietnam because he forgot to do some shit.
some of the shit was really boring.
I think for me it was a lot of the Van Damme movies.
Oh man. Those are- Hey, if you weren't coked out 24 hours a day, do you think you wouldn't yell? I would fucking yell just like that. Every time I went outside and saw the sun, I'd
Universal Soldier at
yeah.
the movie theater on Mitchell. It smelled like piss inside.
It still does.
I went with my cousin, and I thought it was one of the baddest movies ever.
Hell yeah.
I tried watching that again, and it's fucking garbage.
It is.
Yeah, it's just straight garbage. I can't get it.
They got fucking security cameras stuck to their eye and shit.
Yeah, and that's one of those movies. It was great back then, but now
But just can't. You can't deal with it now.
How did I ever like this shit?
Another one is
Garbage.
Home Alone.
Home Alone?
Oh,
I watched that shit
yeah.
3 times last week.
Oh my
I used to think it was
god,
the funniest shit.
Yeah.
You watch it as a
See, I
grown up
still
and you're
like
like,
that.
damn, bitch.
I still like Home Alone.
dude!
I still like Home Alone.
No, fuck that. No, you know what? I agree with you on the Home Alone thing too, because you know what I was just gonna say about the Jean-Claude Van Damme, but that Home Alone thing. I was with these kids. They was watching. The teacher had them watch Home Alone for the last day before holiday break, and I'm looking at this shit. I'm like, no, I haven't watched this shit in a while. This bitch should have been had CPS called on her. She left her kid twice in 2 different fucking cities.
Yep.
Hell no. And CPS never got alerted. Had it been a black parent, she would have lost this fucking kid. They'd have showed up, shot the damn CPS person. They would have took the kid, and they would have robbed the fucking house. And it'd have been a fucked up movie, and it'd been directed by Spike Lee. But no, she leave him twice. Twice she left her kid. And nobody
No,
questioned it.
technically, it's been at least 6 times.
Yeah.
Because just
And
because
it-
Macaulay Culkin, they continued the story. He kept on getting left somewhere.
He kept
Well,
getting left.
They lost the kid and they had to
Yeah.
get a new one. So
Yeah.
Right.
They lost him. Yeah.
They just finally
They
just
left him
left
at
his
the
ass
ranch.
somewhere. They left him somewhere. But then it was made it so fucked up. Why was the mother always the one to go back? The dad never gave a fuck. Like, I got the rest of these bastards.
Well,
You
because
just
he
go
made
get him.
another 4. He's like, I'll just start over.
I gotta pay these bills. Man.
Dad made all the bread.
That's what it got to be. He must have been like, look, man, I paid top dollar for these fucking seats. I ain't going back and coach. It's last minute,
So
goddamn.
leave them. Just leave them.
Just leave him. You go ahead, honey.
Vaya con Dios.
You go ahead, honey. I got a bitch up here.
I don't even think it's mine.
The twist is the dad knew the whole time the kid wasn't there. He's like, just leave her.
I ain't gonna fuck.
I'm not gonna tell her.
That's
He's gonna ask me for batteries again, that little son of a bitch. Them lithium packs are expensive.
Nah, man. Fuck them Home Alone movies, man. Shout out to Macaulay Culkin, but fuck them Home Alone movies, man.
They're grotesque. I was like, they're like really like like him stepping on the nails and all the
Yeah.
torture stuff they went into.
Hell yeah,
I was
them
like,
fucking
I used to hate
Christmas
the actual
ornaments.
Parts, you
I was
know?
like, that motherfucker feet hurt.
They should have been dead within the first
They
two
should have.
traps, man.
When he fell down them fucking flight of stairs to the basement.
Man.
tuberculosis or
Yes.
something. Stepping on a-
Sticky bandits. Even part two, he really up there. He was fucking them up with like lead shit.
Hell yeah, the bricks off the
Like,
top of the
yeah,
building.
bricks and fucking beams and shit. And he was
Shit,
crushing their
if anything
skulls and
shows
shit.
this week that we can't even take a shot of a twisted fucking hard iced tea to the fucking dome without
Hell
fucking breaking off into a seizure. Just imagine taking bricks to the fucking head.
Hey, they
Paint straight
Those
stock
aren't
went up.
those aren't Cream City bricks where you fucking put them in your hand and they crumble. Like those are New York bricks. Them
Those are New
motherfucking
York.
got Timberland boots in them or some shit. Them motherfucking
Them motherfuckers made. Ever since I saw that fucking video, and I've
plenty of
seen more
shoes were
memes.
made in New York out of those bricks.
I swear, I've been seeing more and more memes with that Twisted Tea, and now I want one.
Right?
Like that shit, just to carry that shit around, motherfuckers. Be, hey man, we're funny. You go first. Go ahead.
Hey, maybe that'd be our little side venture. 2020 was the year of the Michelada. 2021 is going to be the year of the Twisted Tea.
Twisted
Everybody's
Tea.
going to be slanging Twisted Tea all summer long.
Motherfucker. That's crazy, man. Like that's going into that. Obviously, we've all seen that video.
Yeah.
What video?
Yeah, you want to see?
But yo, like the obviously seeing that, and obviously we saw dude responding. He was drunk, talking his shit. Said the N-word a couple times. You saw him cock that Twisted Tea. He dropped it, and of course, dude said it again. Now, as somebody watching that in that same situation, would you react the same?
Yeah.
As your what? As your who? As your spectator, or are you somebody
as the
directly?
person hurling that Twisted
Gio,
Tea.
get the camera.
Right?
As the person with that Twisted Tea.
As a person
Twisted
saying
Tea?
the racist things.
Oh shit! I'm like, oh shit! My ticket has just been punched. Good night.
I said that guy
I
had.
have reacted the same way. It's-
I would say that guy had a lot of patience.
Yeah.
I would have.
Yeah. The
think
first
I
time,
would
the first time he would have said something, it would have been.
Yeah,
True.
I would have probably went with my
I
go-to.
was
You weren't
punching
throwing
him.
it all away for him.
Because I know that video was longer. I know it was
Yeah.
longer, and I know he had a whole
He was probably
rant of
going off with the
antagonizing.
cashier.
And yeah, and he's probably doing a lot of other shit too. Like there's more to that that led to him cracking him with that Twisted Tea.
yeah.
What if
But-
it was all paid by Twisted Tea? They just made, they just kind of set it up, just get a viral video going. Say,
That
make
would
sure,
be crafty marketship
that's
right
some
there.
beautiful-
because he could have
Yeah.
just punched him.
Yeah.
He could have.
grabbed a Twisted Tea.
That's brave though. He dropped some N bombs.
That is to get that out
Yeah.
there.
So either fucking Master P's got to own the Twisted Tea company, or fucking is one of you Jay-Z ventures or something.
Why can't they knock him out with some crunk juice cans or some shit?
yeah.
Oh shit.
Ah man, it's just I don't know. Maybe he's tested that shit before. Maybe that's not a that's his go-to signature move. he just happened to fumble it because he had a whole routine. He was
Bro.
going
But that
like he really had it worked out, but he just fumbled. He was so goddamn mad. He was like, you know what, pick this bitch up, fuck him.
you know what I'm saying? All that pressure already from being shaken and
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
just pow and it exploded.
And then he should have slammed it after. He's like,
Yeah, right? Grab both sides and rip them. Send me a check, bitches! Hell yeah, shit.
That would.
Hey, if the motherfucking guy on the skateboard with the cranberry juice got a truck full of cranberry juice, this motherfucker gonna get a motherfucking semi. I'm gonna negotiate.
Twisted Tea.
Hit us up. Call Zaire.
Right.
414-502-9447. We will represent you. We will get you a fucking semi full of Twisted Tea.
Hell yeah. You know,
Well,
But we
Yeah.
take the first 3 rows for ourselves.
we gotta invite a racist on the show and just have some Twisted Tea cans right here, like
Right.
you were saying.
You were saying?
Come on.
Oh shit. That's fucking hilarious. What would you do though? That's see, you always, as a man, you're always in that, man. Well, let's that'd be a dope scenario to be in and see how I would react. You know, something like that, where it's like,
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm getting at. When it's real, when it's you have to think about what you got
Yeah.
to lose.
Yeah.
Well, and
And
then
is it worth it?
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what that guy had to do. You know, it's the spur of the moment. You
I
know,
guess to me, it's like as long as you're not touching me,
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm saying. I can't say
Yeah.
with great certainty that that's how I would react, but I got to consider what I have to lose.
yeah,
And is that his objective? Because
Yeah.
then I'm losing at his game.
yeah.
Because, I mean, honestly, like, if
And that's why he's Money Mike, y'all. Because he assesses.
He ain't trying to get sued over that.
Yeah,
I mean,
shit.
well,
No, but it
for
makes
adults,
sense. It makes
catch
sense,
assault
yeah.
charges,
Yeah.
that's an abuse.
As adults, you
Right.
have to take that
He
into
could die.
consideration.
it's true.
He could die from
Exactly.
It's true.
Hey,
You could die.
He could die, and then what do you have on your head?
Instead of
Exactly.
turning him, hitting him with the wide can, you hit him with the straight up fucking
You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
all that pressure. That's like fucking Old Country for what was that? No Country
No
for Old
Country for
Men.
Old Men.
That's that fucking
Hit him
cattle
with that, hit him
prong.
with that fucking that air pressure cannon.
Hell yeah,
when it's
that's
racism, it's just ignorance, man.
yeah.
It is, but sometimes
Sometimes Wayne
Sometimes
Brady's
you have,
got to
like-
smack a bitch.
you know sometimes
No, I agree. I
think he was
look, I
tweeting
agree with you
too.
100%. There's some motherfuckers that just need to get slapped.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they go around antagonizing people. And somebody,
But then them are the dumb motherfuckers that'll end up like you smack the shit out of them. They step back and they blast you in your fucking chest. You know, then you got to take that into
and-
consideration
and
as well,
2020,
because
you know what I'm saying?
exactly
People
the world that we
put on
live
a
in,
pistol,
man.
It's not like back in the days where you square up. You know what I'm saying? The loser goes home and cries, put a steak on his
Exactly.
face.
Not
It's not like
anymore.
that anymore, man.
I mean, you got to realize something. You know, like necessarily in the moral aspect, it's right to turn the other cheek and actually go about it because, you know, like you said, you know, racism is ignorance, and it's just gonna be like that. And sometimes, you know, giving it no light is a great way to kill it. And then there are times you have drunks that don't give a fuck about none of that moral shit, and they just
They're just
saying
drunk.
shit and
They're
speaking-
inebriated.
They're inebriated and just speaking what's really, you know, in their heart to say, but they don't really have the courage to really say it. Because when you're drunk, you don't really give a fuck about filters and none of that shit. You just speaking whatever the fuck you want to say, and
No
it's
inhibitions.
right. It's your inhibitions. So, in certain sectors and certain people and certain backgrounds of what they come from, depends on how they handle it. For all I know, for this guy, he could come from a background of people who understand that I have people that have lived before me in my family that have gone and sat in and had to turn the other cheek while getting shit thrown in their face and smacked up and beat up and lynched and all this other shit. And now here I am in 2020, and now I got to deal with the shit. And I'm not my ancestors. And if I'm going to hit this motherfucker, I'm going to Super Saiyan cock back and slap the dog shit out of this motherfucker for everything I could think of. Or every story I've ever heard. So I can't look at this guy and judge him. I can't look at him and say, like, that be me. Because I wouldn't even be there with a twisted thing. I probably would have been there with a goddamn Red Bull, and they probably wouldn't have had the same impact. They probably wouldn't have been there.
It would've
They probably
bounced off his
they
head.
probably would have bounced off his head and hit me, and that would have been embarrassing. But
Yeah.
but in a situation like that, especially on camera, and in a situation like that, I agree. You know, in certain situations, you can't just react, especially when you got shit to lose. But if I got an opportunity to right, but if I got an opportunity to smack that motherfucker off of camera or choke that motherfucker out off camera, best believe I'm taking it.
But I guess it's, if you're gonna commit, you better be committed to take
To the
everything
long haul.
Yeah.
to whatever's
Yeah.
coming right after
Consequences.
that, man.
And
To-
pray you don't go
you know what I'm
viral.
saying? If the-
It's gonna
if
have
the
to go
dude is super
viral.
Violent, you better be ready to counter. You know what I'm saying? Or you might get yourself hurt.
It
This
had to go viral.
guy got the best outcome when nothing happened to him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But he could have smacked his head on anything on the way down because he went back a
Once you
couple
commit to
feet.
You're committing to violence.
And he used a weapon.
against you as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you don't know how violent that dude is willing to get with you.
And if he's on some shit,
And if he's on
obviously
some shit,
he's
or he
drunk.
has some shit on him.
If he has that, he's all fucking yayed out, and he's got that Super Saiyan strength.
And he gave you Rona.
Hell yeah! Now you busted.
In that whole shit, when dude literally got up after that, like, okay, yeah, you hit me with, you know, with that
'Cause look-
it didn't really phase me.
Yeah.
And then you jump on top of me and start punching me.
Yeah.
And dude's like, all right. But how did he know that you didn't have a split wig or a concussion already? You know what I'm saying? And that, who knows?
And now your self-defense.
After that, you just leave it alone. You didn't know. You proved your point. Walk out. Drop the mic.
See, that's why I enjoy choking people instead of punching.
That's what I said.
Let me get
Talk about
close to you. Let me give you a hug. Let me talk. Yeah, let me talk into your ears. Like, hey man, I'm just trying to
what I
subdue
said.
you.
Choke
It's
out.
okay. Go to sleep. All right, it's okay. I'll give you a cookie when you wake up. It's all good.
You tipsy,
If
just
you-
sleep it
yeah,
off.
if you
just
need
sleep
to,
it off.
if you need to talk about this later, we'll talk.
Time to go Nate Nate.
Right
it's time
now,
to go Nate
just
Nate.
relax.
Just go Nate Nate.
Yeah.
Just go Nate Nate.
I don't
all.
know.
Just go
That's
Nate
that's just my nature.
Well, that's
You know.
the safest way.
Yeah.
You come back too, you're fine.
And as an adult, like,
just go
But you'll have a nice dream.
yeah, you get like, holy shit, that's the best sleep I've had.
Nate. Yeah.
You know, and that's even obviously because like Mike said, you know, violence you have to commit to it. Whether you're a fucking seasoned vet or you're just some random guy that just scans the room and is like, hey, how the fuck am I gonna beat everybody in this room if I have to? You know, like you have to know how much you're willing to commit. You know, because I don't want to be the motherfucker
you're
that's
willing
in
to
a
wait,
pine
you know what I'm
box.
saying?
Yeah, I don't want to be the motherfucker that's in a pine box because I assessed somebody wrong. You know?
For your ego.
Or because I fucking knocked this motherfucker out,
behind
but he
bars.
has fucking his brother and his cousin, and he has a car full of fucking kids because they're a traveling fucking group of mechanics, and they just start beating the shit out of you with wrenches and shit. Like, it's like, I know it's extreme,
rough
but
way
it
to go
happens.
out,
It's
man.
2020. You know, you have those. We do it.
Yeah.
Where we fucking go on assignment and we convoy and it's 6 of us. Just imagine being outside in the truck and somebody comes, yo, get in here.
Imagine
And now you don't ask
imagine all
questions.
6 of us armed.
You don't
That's-
exactly. You don't ask questions. You just somebody says, "Hey, it's an emergency. Get in here." Everybody's getting out the fucking car and we're going in there. Exactly. You know, and knowing us, 2 of us will go to the back building, try to get in the other way. You know, you know how we do. You know, like you have to be ready for shit like that, and it ain't about being a fucking bravado. It's just,
it's not about
it's just
proving how
being,
bad you
yeah.
are,
It's
it's
just,
about being-
hey, it's me or you. That's what it boils down to. It's
Thinking
me or
about
you.
what you got to lose,
It's
right?
yep.
Are you
And,
willing to risk that?
you know,
if it's
and
worth it to you, you know what I'm saying?
you know.
If it's really worth it to you,
Yeah, do what you gotta
then you do
do.
what you gotta do.
So next time you are at the gas station and you see the urge or you want to beat the shit out of somebody, grab a Snickers bar after you beat the shit out of somebody, point it
See
at
how
the
you feel
camera
after
and
the
say,
Snickers
good. They're hungry, why wait? You know, say something into the camera. That way they can set you up like Kyle Rittenhauser and they can give you a fucking GoFundMe.
No, you gotta
And
have,
can
you gotta
fucking
have a
get
bite the Snicker, then punch him and say, see?
See? Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe Pesci told me to do this. Like, you have
Yeah, I
to.
was
Like, in
angry.
the world that we live in, like, that's crazy that in the world that you live in, if you get yourself in a fucked up situation where there's cameras, if
You
you
gotta
do
sponsor some
something
shit.
spectacular before or after, you can get away with it.
Just sponsor.
It's like
just make it look like you sponsored by someone. So
Like this motherfucker, I don't know, not to switch the subject, but like this Kyle, the kid from Illinois, you know, this whole weekend while we were celebrating Christmas, there was a debate about him and his family selling merchandise in
Right.
stores and getting like large amounts of money through selling their merchandise to free him or to support him in major retailers. Like that shit in itself is fucking crazy that
Yeah.
in the world that we live in, like that's an add-on. Like that's a side mission that you can branch off and do in life. Like you can not only beat the shit out of somebody and be on the hook for or kill people, murder people in his
You
case
can benefit from it.
and benefit from it. Your family's gonna be okay
Yeah.
because your PR or what you did was entertaining enough to justify getting paid for it.
Any publicity is good publicity.
Yeah, it's just fucking crazy that's where we're at. So if you do find yourself, that's why shit. If I had the video of when I broke my ankles and it had the Vivint symbol on the side, I would have sold the shit out of that to them. You know, like, hey, look, you win a case or you got proof of an accident, brought to you by Vivint. Give me my fucking check. You know, and then I still to this day I say fuck Vivint, but that is crazy that in the life that in the day and age that we live in, you know, you can be over there in the park or with your kid, and then you just happen to see something in the background, and now you're getting a check from Facebook.
Yeah.
You know.
Man, I look at shit like that when they talk about how, you know, his family is selling shit in retail and they profiting off of it. I'm not surprised at all.
No.
I'm not. Like, motherfuckers been doing that shit to black folks for the longest.
Yeah.
Like, motherfuckers, you can go places in Europe and they'll have fucking...
A Breonna Taylor shirt or some shit like that.
Nah, it's not even that, bro. Like,
That too. That bothers me.
Confederate flag places?
It's more deeper than that. Like, you can go places overseas that have black people's skin that is literally on sale, like as a memento. Like they have shit from a time where lynchings were capped off by pictures and mementos from there, like severed toes and shit like that, and they would sell that shit, put that shit in museums, like show people that shit. Like if they had like our women and shit that had like huge massive butts and stuff like that, like curvaceous bodies, they would dissect them and put them on display, dismantle bodies, and they would do that shit as like a circus.
That's crazy.
Males that had enlarged penises, they would chop that shit off and just be, look at this freakish thing. Like they would do that shit. And it wasn't just us. It wasn't just us. They did that shit to Japanese people too. They did that to Hispanics. They did that to a lot of us, Native Americans. They didn't give a fuck.
Hijos de la chingada.
All of that. This shit's going on for years. We were souvenirs. Anything different. It's always been like that. And I hate to take that dark tone, but I mean, you look at it now, it's like that shit's never changed. It's been light. It's really been light, but that nature's always been there, and you can always tell how close it is to how close you are to people like that when they do shit like that. So like when I see shit like that, I look at that and I say, you a descendant of motherfuckers that used to really collect people like that. And you wonder why you get serial killers that pop up out of this motherfucker, because they want to go back to that shit. They fucking snapping. They don't even know why.
That's crazy
It's in
because
their
that, like nowadays, like you said, it's a lot lighter, but it does show that, you know, that was something that was the norm for so many years that you can't expect people to just forget and move on. You know, there's always going to be that lingering, you know, tone to a person, like how they want to live their life.
It's hard to forget
You know.
pain, man.
Yeah.
So,
Pain goes on in people.
dude, a couple of weeks ago, I was watching Antique Roadshow, and it was like a Native American themed episode,
Okay.
and all the people that were bringing the Native American items are white people, and they're bringing like their shirts. This is a shirt that's been in my family for this amount of years, a Native American shirt. And like, but you're German or Russian.
Yeah.
So how'd you get that shirt?
Exactly.
How did you get all these important items that's been in your family for generations?
Generations hanging at the fucking cabin up north.
Yeah.
I saw this show once on Hulu called Woke. It was a comedy. This black dude's an animator or whatever, and he's you know pretty much set. He doesn't really get involved in like social shit and everything. He just draws this animation called Bread and Toast, or no, it's Toast and Eggs, some shit like that.
The llamas?
No, it's just an animated show, and he just you know, on breakfast food, and he gets arrested by the cops and mistaken for someone else, and they was about to like damn near shoot him, and then they find out, oh no, it was the wrong person. They just leave, and they never apologize for it. It's like viral, so like he shook up by it. And ever since then, it shakes his whole foundation where he doesn't see shit the same anymore. and it discharged him. And the funny thing, the reason why I bring it up, was because there was a moment like that, just like that, where he was watching Antique Roadshow, and he has this thing where he would see stuff that would come across as just normal, but it's borderline like kind of like, hey, you don't notice the injustice here? So he's watching Antique Roadshow and he sees this native artifact, and you know, some of the celebrities, you know, voice some of the things that he sees, his illustrations of talk, things that you see on the buildings will start, you know, talking and coming alive and moving and stuff, and he'll only want to see it and talk to it. And he sees this arrow, this like spear like thing. It's like a wooden type of clay type thing. And shout out or rest in peace to the ghost of Fred Willard, but from How High and everything, the guy, the little Dean from How High. He was in there and he was voicing the wooden thing, the clay thing. And he was like, man, he's like, don't believe what this motherfucker talking about. The white man shoved me up my ass. He said, shove me up his ass, man. They used to do all kind of fucked up shit to us, man. He's like, what the fuck is you talking about? There ain't no paperweight. They used to beat up somebody's ass a lot, man. It was up a lot of white man's asses up here. He just kept saying that shit. I was like, and he's sitting there like, and this girl, this white girl is sitting next to, she's like, oh my God, that looks like the one my father has. He's sitting there like, so he used to have that up his ass? She's like, what? She's like, no, because the thing, they used to be up a white man's ass. It wasn't me. It was Confederate soldiers. He said it. He said it's up his ass. And she was just storming out and shit. He's like, what the fuck? As soon as you said Antique Roadshow, I was like, damn. A lot of that shit's been up a white man's ass. That's crazy. I can't watch this shit.
Old world taboos.
It's you know, it was weird times.
Yeah. Like, I don't know.
People did weird shit back then.
It's like,
Ain't
you
no
know,
better.
like that meme you put up before we went on the show with the TikTok with the white chicks, and they was giving the factoids of slavery and,
Yeah.
you know, like once, like what I don't know what your guys' view is on it, but like what always gets me is the math. The math, like once they break down, like, okay, well, slavery started here. Slavery came here, this, you know, the math. Then you always get, oh, like, damn, that's about 300 years or more of history of these events, you know, happening. And not just, you know, using the black experience, just in all experience, because we have the same on our end, on whatever our lineage is, you know, through the Mayans or Aztecs or whatever. We have that math, you know, of what has gotten us to here, 2020, you know, and the math for black Americans or for our black community is that not necessarily that those atrocities ever stopped, but the bulk of what we are remembered, like we talked about the history books and how they're written, and, you know, like the math is less than 100 years of being able to even fight for a chance in this country. You know, that math is just jarring. And now with you saying stories, because I've been aware of, you know, even here in Wisconsin, we talked about a few months ago about that there is a specific campground that used to have one of these exhibits where they used to bring black people and have them be part of a carnival type experience where the white kids that went to this specific kids camp would throw pies at black people, or throw baseballs, or throw, you know, that was part of the carnival. Hold a fucking balloon in your mouth and I'm gonna chuck baseballs at your face to see if I can pop the fucking balloon for a prize. You know, that shit that happened here in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
You know, and
They used to make
that's dope.
yeah, I like that. Shout out to Eleazar over here fucking
Switching it up.
and shit. Got us in the Matrix earlier and shit. But no, like, you know, even with James Brown, like James Brown's book used to talk about this, and even Richard Pryor used to talk about this in his book. You know, back in the day, they used to pay black kids to fight each other, one hand tied behind their back, just in regular fights, fist fights. Like they you know, they knew the black community was poor, and they took advantage of that. They were like, you know, for our entertainment, do this, do that. And you know, when you have no chance of making money other than to entertain or clean, or they notice you for doing something spectacular that they have a sport in, then you know they're gonna let you play.
And the reason I think about it a lot is like us as Hispanics, you know, on the other side of the table, or not even the other side of the table, on another part of the table that is this our existence, you know, we've had experiences like that, but it's not readily available or known by us because, you know, obviously Larry knows his history when it pertains to being a Black American. You know, he knows a lot of it. He knows a lot of bad things, a lot of good things, he has a lot of knowledge on it. But me as a Hispanic, like, damn, do I really know? Like, is it readily available information for what we've and our ancestors and our relatives had to go through to get us to this point? You know, because, you know, obviously us being the heads or being involved in Almil TV, you know, we're representing our culture, you know, so should we or are we indebted to know as much about what got us here, you know, as our Black Americans and our brothers and sisters,
I think
you
we
know,
are, man.
it's like, and do we have the resources or those stories available? Because I can't think of any. You know, I know my grandmother's progression from Mexico to here and my family's somewhat, you know, history here, but I don't know anything about, you know, those hardships of
But I
coming
think
and
a lot of times it's because
Cristeros.
people are undocumented too. So you stay in the shadows.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So that kind of stuff stays with your family. Like,
Yeah.
I know my family's
yeah. But do you think it's
path to here.
I guess since we're going into this conversation, do you think that, yeah, okay, they were staying in the shadows, but do you think that that's something that should be or should have been passed down through us, through stories or
No, I think it's our duty
yeah?
to put that story out there, to put our struggle out there.
You think it was hard to differentiate between, you know, oh, well, this is because I'm undocumented and that's just what I have to deal with because I'm undocumented, or no, I'm being, you know, being treated unjustly because of my race? You know, do you think it's a different approach to it, or like a guilt,
It's
or
a whole nother factor. There's like two different factors.
Yeah,
right?
right.
Because one, you're not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
And you're also getting, you know, segregated. Or you're getting kind of stereotyped
yeah,
as a minority. So it's different. It's not the same type of struggle. So, and I don't think we know that because I don't remember, at least the schools that I went to, they didn't do a big, you know.
yeah? We all,
Latin
if
American
you ever
history.
heard anything, you heard a little bit about, you know, Cesar Chavez.
Yeah, that's
you
probably
know,
the only thing
and-
they've ever
or
mentioned.
Zapata, or
Yeah.
you know, people like
that's-
that. But outside of that,
That's probably more going into the like the American education system. That's all that whole Rockefeller, you know.
Yeah.
You know, they made the books that we all grew up reading. So this is just generations was kind of blanked out because the generation before us were in Mexico. They know I'm sure if you ask your parents, they'll probably whatever parents were or your grandparents who were in Mexico, they
Yeah.
probably know all that stuff that
Yeah.
happened. Like my dad tells me about like the Cristeros and all that stuff all the time, like the Mexican Revolution and all that. And
I remember that shit from the movies my uncle used to show me, and who knows if that shit was true? You know, all the old,
yeah,
you know,
yeah, and there's characters, there's people, heroes and stuff. You don't know
Yeah.
if they ever. My dad talks about El Catorce, like a sniper from he's from the Cristeros. He lived one in the mountains, and then all these government officials try to go hunt him down.
they couldn't get through.
He's just sniping them down.
Yeah.
It's part of that movie. It's a movie on Netflix. It might still be on there. Called I don't know what I forgot what it's called. I'll look it up. Cristeros or something.
tech
like
support, help us out. What's
And-
the name of that movie?
that. Andy Garcia's in it. So is
Andy Garcia?
So is
Oh, shit, let me check
what's his
that
name
out.
from the pilot from Star Wars?
Oh, Oscar Isaac.
Yep, he's in it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think he plays the sniper.
Okay. I'm going to check that out.
depends on what the color's coming behind it. If the green comes up, it kind of goes away, but
Yeah.
outside of that, it looks good.
I could put a square frame behind it.
Put a little opacity shadow in the back.
Just a little
Yeah.
opacity.
That shit looks dope though.
No, but that's one thing about me. Like the only reason like I was even interested in my history as far as like even my family history was just from the fact my family always instilled that in me, and that was important to us, you know, as a whole from both sides, you know, on my mother's side and my father's side. Like they pushed that as a community that you had to know where you came from, and they wanted to make sure that was passed down. And maybe they got that from roots, I don't know, but a lot of families did that, and it's a shame because a lot of families don't do that today, and it shows. And I think
I always took an interest in my culture, so
Right.
I entered like Cinco de Mayo essay
Yeah.
contest back at Mitchell Park when they used to have all the Mexican Independence Day
Yeah.
stuff. I used to read about the Aztecs and stuff like that, but that was my own personal,
Yeah.
you know, search for knowledge
yeah,
to see where I come from. Because, like here, even, I'm as American as anybody else, right? But unfortunately, the society we live in, if you put me up in a lineup, a lot of people would just refer to me as probably Hispanic or Mexican,
Right.
even though I'm just as American as anybody else.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And it's always kind of been hard to try to ride both sides because you're not American enough, but then you're also not 100% Mexican, so you're
Yeah.
not Mexican enough. You know what I'm saying? But
The reason I asked is because, well, me, I'm technically I'm first generation here. My grandmother came here. My mom was already born in Mexico, so I'm the start of
Yeah,
the
I am
reboot.
too.
You know, but you guys have older siblings. You know, I know Eddie, you got older brothers and sisters. You know, you have older relatives,
Older
the
brother.
Francos.
Yeah,
you know
all
that
that.
lineage. You guys got cousins for days.
Yeah.
You know, Eleazar. You got a huge family. You know, so obviously you guys have people that you guys heard stories from.
Yeah.
You know, so you guys have part of that experience through that. You know, I don't know. I just think it's like
yeah, I'm first generation here, like you too, and it's important to me, I guess, more than ever because of that, to really establish a legacy here.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Flag.
Plant the flag.
Plant
Let
the
us.
flag.
You know.
Like I feel like the roots start with me.
Yeah.
Like my parents took that chance, you know, and for us to have a better future.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's my duty to plant that flag. Like this is our home too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's why we're on the Method Lab.
Yes. The Method Lab. Amber, thank you for all the info. The movie was Greater Glory.
Greater
Thank
glory.
you.
I will definitely be checking that out. Thank you to tech support. And shout out to Chubbs on that one.
Right.
Yo,
Yeah.
Like Amber also said, she said, what pisses me off is that there's no Hispanic or Latino. You're either black or white or Hispanic, Latino descent.
Yeah.
And that whole Afro Latino thing is a whole nother thing too.
a whole nother thing
history.
too, yeah.
You know?
Like I said, my family, huge family, enormous family. My grandparents were obviously born in Mexico and Spain.
Yeah.
You know, my father and mother, same thing. What do you call it? My mother was actually born here, father in Mexico.
Okay.
Okay, but all their kids and their kids all born on U.S. soil.
Yeah.
So we are American,
Yeah.
right? But we are American of Latin descent because people are like, well, what are you? Because see, me, I'm light skinned, I'm olive, right? So right away they assume I'm either Puerto Rican or what do you call it?
Cuban.
Or Cuban or something, you know, because they come in all shades.
Yeah.
They come in all
Oh
shades.
yeah.
But Mexicano, Mexicans from Mexico are dark brown, light brown.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
not white. It's
Yeah.
rare.
No, they are.
Unless
white.
they're from Jalisco,
Jalisco. There's a lot.
Yeah, that's
Blue eye,
true,
green
too.
you
eye.
get those blue eyes.
Yeah.
Like all my cousins, they're
So-
fucking blonde hair, blue eyes.
Yeah, but it's a toss up, right? But it's because of the pigmentation. Blah,
Yeah.
blah, whatever. But the thing is for me, beyond skin color, it's how you deem life. Like if you were born in Mexico and you were brought here, and you plant the flag and you're from here, you're American with Latin descent. You know what I'm saying? You're still Mexican, but you are now American. You're on American soil.
Yeah.
You know what's kind of crazy is that, like, you know, I was born in Chicago, and then when I was 3 months old, I got we left to Mexico, and then I lived in Mexico until I was about like 7, 8 years old. And then when we came over here, this was just everything's new to me, you know.
Right.
And I learned the language, and then I just, you know, started adapting to everything and everybody, and you know, and then I started getting involved with, like, you know, the music and stuff like that. And then from there, I feel like the music and doing activities with the community and stuff like that, I started to just kind of like blend in. And then from there, I feel like I gained like the confidence to really like be like, okay, now I understand the language, I understand what this country is kind of about. Now I can take what I know and what I know from coming from Mexico and seeing how difficult and hard things are over there. So it makes you like kind of appreciate more being here, and you know, and everything, all the whole process of everything you went through to actually want to do something great. And that's, I think, what Mikey's saying about, you know, planting that flag of, you know, all the struggle and everything you came through, your family came through to get to this point.
Yeah.
So what do you do now? You know, we get to this point that, like, now I look at my son, like, I can't wait to see what he's gonna make out of this, you know. So
It's para apoyar.
Yeah.
To take something that was given to you, because we are the melting pot of freedom, right?
Yeah.
We are the land of opportunity. So because we have so many opportunities here, it's how do you capitalize on it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we all do it in our own way.
Yeah.
But at the same time, as a conglomerate at this table and at this, you know, session, we all come together because we have a goal,
Yeah.
and it's to make something great.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Yeah, you know, and it's crazy because then, like, everybody, like you said, it's a melting pot, so everybody brings their own seasoning, their own ingredients.
has their own flavor.
You know, everybody, yeah. You know, because like Eddie said, like, you know, and I think that plays into a lot of things in life. That, you know, if you have different experiences, it molds your overall view of things. You know, like, I was born here. I was born in California. My break, I guess, in the normal existence was probably when we came to Wisconsin, you know, and since then I've been in Wisconsin. So my experience here has been a Wisconsin experience, you know, just like Eddie, you know, his break was being born in Chicago, then having to experience Mexico for 7 years, and then he had another break, and that's coming back and reacclimating, and then there's another break where he's acclimated and now he's living the Wisconsin experience, you know. And most of the things that you find is people that either are well-traveled or have that, which, you know, me and Larry talk about a lot on the show, you know, his experience, because he has cousins, uncles, relatives, and whatnot. Those are all little breaks in what his experience is, you know. If you're already acclimated to something like me, I came to Wisconsin, all right, I became acclimated, now I'm from Wisconsin, and then this, a chingarle. We're here in Wisconsin, let's do this. You know, as opposed to somebody like Larry that, you know, or like Eddie, you know, okay, you got to experience it from different points of view. You know, it molds your story different. So hearing it from different angles and different perspectives is technically my breaks, because that's how I get to learn different experiences, you know, which is a lot more different than actually being able to go and live these experiences, because you know, putting your hands on things and experiencing it is different than sitting around and, you know, seeing that story play out in your head however you take that story in, you know.
That's why I try to share as much shit as possible. Like, I try to, because as much as I find out, whatever I find out something new, I'm sharing it. I'm letting people know, oh man, I watched this documentary, oh my God. Like, I've always been like that. And if it's something that, especially that I know, like, I'm always trying to pass it on, because that's just how I was raised. Like, you educate the people around you.
Well, I think if you don't share it, a lot of people don't know.
Yeah, they won't know.
People don't know that, like, you can walk out here today and experience racism right outside.
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
I experienced racism last week. And people wouldn't know that. You know, to some people it's like, oh, that's
Yeah. Oh, it's
you know,
that don't happen.
That don't happen.
Nah, it's right out in the
Like,
open.
yeah, it don't happen
It's
because
right out in
you're
the open.
It's there.
everything.
And sometimes you need people like that that's gonna open your eyes to some shit
Yeah.
that you don't see. But then at the same time, you know, people got to be open to you know, receive that. You know, because you never know. Somebody's gonna come with some truth that could be some shit that's goes against everything you thought you believed in. And it's gonna be hard to hear at first, like, I don't know about that. But it's like sometimes that truth hit close to home, and you're not ready for that. You got to be ready for that. You
Yeah.
got to. Because if you believe them any other time, what makes this one any different? Like,
And that's with a lot of things, you know, a lot of things that we carry over or we're taught, or things that you have to really reflect, because, you know, especially being in the field that we are in, you know, entertainment, being in the field of being out in the public, you know, we just spent 20 minutes talking about the Twisted Tea, you know, that is the world that we have engulfed ourselves in.
that's how we're going
know,
out.
And that's how we're gonna go out, you know. But in that same note, there's a lot of things that we learned that we need to address, you know, because as Hispanic males growing up, our elders, there was a lot of homophobia, you know, a lot of it. You know, al tío que le gusta, you know, has a boyfriend. Like, well, we talk shit about him. We love him, but we talk shit about him. At least you've mentioned stories with your family, stuff like that, you know. And as
Still love them, but
Yeah.
bring that shit on me.
as people in entertainment, you know, those are things and people that we're going to encounter on a regular basis, you know, because a lot of creative stuff, you know, a lot of things have people that are homosexuals, and you as yourself, you got to go and be like, oh, well, what is my real stance on this, you know, because regardless whether how you feel about it, when you go and interact with people, you got to give your best foot forward.
Yeah.
You know, so you
business.
can't just be the motherfucker that be like, oh, well, okay, he's gay, so I'm going to act a certain type of way. But once he leaves the room and this guy is not really cool with being gay, now I'm going to be a fucking gay basher. You know, that it just makes you a hypocrite. You know, you got to
And
know
that-
where
and
you
that goes-
stand.
People see that.
Yeah,
People see that, and
see-
it circulates. It circulates around, and it's bad for business. It's bad for your image.
Bad karma.
Yeah, bad karma too.
So, and you know, and I think that's, you know, we talk about things that are important for us as Hispanics, as minorities, and that's one of them. Our views, our mental health, you know, and how we break these stigmas that we have, that not necessarily that we've encountered or put to play. You know, I don't like gay people because they did this to me. You know, it's mainly because of things that our uncles and things that our culture seemed appropriate, you know, at the time. So how do we break those, and how do we approach that? Like, is that something that you guys like think about, or
You know, when you look at stuff like that, it's all about unlearning. You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of shit that you got to unlearn and unpack, and just kind of shovel through. You know, filter through a lot of that stuff, especially like because of the fact you know where you stand, the closer it gets to home.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like you know your stance when you encounter homosexuality up close, when it's a friend or it's a sister or a brother or a cousin or somebody in your family that's close to you or somebody that you see on a daily basis, and you know that person, and then you start to empathize with that person because you feel for them because they're treated differently because of the way they are.
Because you love that person before you know it. You know, you already love that person. You know the kind of person they are.
Exactly.
And they, you know, when somebody's, the first thing they hear about somebody's gay, they just put these different types of stereotypes in their head, what kind of person
Right.
they are.
Right.
That's true.
And I think at the end of the day, like, if you just don't like something, it doesn't mean like you can't respect it. You know?
Right.
Like you might not like it, but hey, just respect it.
Just respect it.
It doesn't have to be for you.
yeah,
Yeah, it doesn't have to be.
Nothing's bothering you. Nobody's hurting you.
yeah.
It, you know.
It's just in society. I just think that these are things that, you know, to us as a group, like I said, you know, we understand and things that we encounter because it's what we do. We interact with different type of people.
Right.
But just like anything, you know, there's a lot of us out there that are sheltered and never have to experience these things. They just have the overall thought, you know. So I don't know. I just think it's very important to, not like you said, you like to share information because you want people to be exposed to different ways of thinking.
We
You know,
want
but
to be socially conscious.
exactly I don't know what's the word, introspective.
Yeah.
When you like, you have to be successful in anything, you have to be in that way, in whether it's in how you approach your business, how you approach yourself, if you're selling yourself as your business, you know, it's something that needs to be talked about just as much as mental health, because it's things that most people assume like, oh, well, that's a given, you know,
Right.
that's a given. But most of these kids out there,
not.
it's not even something that comes across their mind, and they never put mind to it, you know. And that's why I think you have a lot of these situations where, you know, at the end, when this person has the time to sit back and reflect on whatever the situation, how they reacted, now they're like, oh shit, I never even knew there was a different way to approach this shit. I just knew I don't like it, so I'm gonna act and react. You know, I don't know. I don't know exactly where I was going with this, but just, I don't know, just a general conversation in regards to, you know, what is our responsibility?
So let me ask you guys this.
Yeah.
They call everybody the alphabet people, right? Because LGBTQ,
Yeah.
whatever case may be. How do you guys feel about it being the normal in advertising now? And if they're pushing the
Yeah.
agenda on everybody's TV.
And I think that's what got me, because I was listening to you guys in the morning on the OG show.
Because what happened is okay, so I'm not against anybody being gay or who they want to be. That's you, that's fine. If you want to be gay or trans or whatever you want to be, so be it. That's your choice. You have the choice to be that. Okay? But do that on your own accord, right? So now I know, okay, it's the same thing with, they're gonna say, well, oh my God, he's being homophobic, or no, I'm not, because I don't need to explain to a child that's maybe 3 or 4 years old that's watching a commercial with me why there's two guys kissing in a commercial, right? A Ritz commercial that came on for the holidays is there's a dude in a mirror putting lipstick on, and he's waiting for his boyfriend to come over, and then he opens the door, he grabs him, and he kisses the guy, right? Little boy asks, why is that guy kissing that guy? Why do I have to explain that to him? You know,
See,
I feel the same way as you
see,
do.
my thing is that's the problem with it that I have, is that when this child is older, he would understand in the difference, right?
I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck that got to do with crackers.
No, but see, so my thing is this.
Like, was it on a platter? Was the platter?
No, it was yeah.
Did he make
No,
it?
pretty much it was.
Did he have a spread
It was a
out?
shark. It was
I
a
feel
shark
like they put it in
coochie tray.
like I
That's what
said,
it was.
but it doesn't have to be in your face.
Right, but
Yeah.
see,
You know
now,
what I'm saying?
and then another
Because
break.
that kind of stuff is for you. You know where to find. You know where to submerge yourself.
Yeah.
You know,
into that kind of
But is
context.
it? I guess
Like
to
with
play the
anything.
devil's
Yeah,
advocate
here's
is
the
like.
thing.
Go ahead, Larry. Say what you were gonna say.
No, go ahead.
Like pretty much to play devil's advocate is like, are we at a tipping point in society where now we have to balance that, where the norm is obviously has changed in the world, where now everything has to like balance to what the new
Yeah, but-
normal and standard
Yeah,
is.
But do you want to be known as something completely separate or part of the society? Because then
Right.
it seems like you're always going to have it separate.
Yeah.
And
See-
putting it in people's faces sometimes, because like he said, like with children, right? I don't know if everybody necessarily wants their kids seeing, two people of the same sex engaging in a kiss or something romantic like that on TV. Everybody doesn't accept it the same way. Everybody doesn't have the same opinions, same beliefs, right?
Right.
And kids are really impressionable. And I have to wonder, will that have an effect?
Yeah.
If them seeing it all the time, like it's okay, will that have an effect on them? Like, oh, this is okay. Not necessarily this is who they might be, but they might.
Now
think
they're
it's
curious.
okay. Yeah, now they're curious.
Now, and who gets the brunt of that feeling? That feeling of like, yo, why do they
'Cause
keep
see,
pushing
like,
this?
yeah, I'm cool
Is
with
it
it.
the community or is it
Like I'm
those
accepting-
execs?
I'm accepting of all of that. If You respect me.
Yeah.
I respect you.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have this conversation with you guys
Just
if I
like that,
if I
but-
thought you guys were like,
Right,
like
but
no, gay's gay.
But I feel like,
You know, like
I feel like it might be akin to like if there was say like a LGBTQ
Yeah.
channel, right? And all they were pushing hard like the heterosexual stuff.
yeah,
It's like if that's what you want to be, it should be your choice. It shouldn't
Yeah.
be like you shouldn't be constantly
Yeah.
bombarded with it.
Here's the thing, like the thing that I, and the reason why I even brought up the fucking what that had to do with crackers is because, you know, sometimes the commercial or the brand that they're pushing gets lost in the agenda, and somehow, some way, they pitched this idea for Ritz crackers to take this stance on the agenda, and they wanted to somehow, some way, not just take a stance, but they wanted to step out and wave a fucking flag and just be the loudest one in the bunch.
well, it wasn't like it was an overtop because if you want an overtop, you know, pushing the gay agenda, then you have a Grubhub commercial, and I can explain that one.
There's a Grubhub
Or
versus
the Uber Eats commercial. That's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know, this one was more in the holiday spirit where these were gay couples and they were getting together for a holiday amongst, you know, it was a table surrounded with couples,
Yeah.
gay couples, trans couples, you know, regular gay
Yeah.
couples, like just, you know,
Yeah.
and the Ritz crackers just happened to be
On the charcuterie tray.
the charcuterie tray. You know,
So this is the
that's
second
how the crackers came in, and so it did get lost in the agenda, but it was presenting, you know, this gathering. Now you get the Uber Eats
Now,
one,
okay.
And
and
now
the
it's
Uber
flaming.
Eats one is this guy hanging. It's the chick that won the Olympics, the short black.
Simone Biles?
Simone Biles. She's doing her car wheels and shit, and then this guy shows up in a tutu and starts talking flamboyant, and
He's flaming.
yeah,
He's flaming.
But
Full on flaming.
you can't even tell if he's obviously because you can't play and be fake gay, you know, in today's society. But it didn't seem natural.
Yeah.
It was just it seemed like a commercial,
a stereotype.
Yeah. So like, I guess like that's where
That's
I
like
don't know,
having a
it's-
Mexican come out. Oh, buy these chips. It's okay.
yeah,
it just-
like that shit, and it's an actual Mexican. Like I watched, I messaged you this weekend. I watched that movie Peppermint.
Yeah.
Right? So in this movie, they fucking kill 600 fucking cholo Mexicans in LA, and their leader is a white guy that had just happened to paint his mustache black and look somewhat off Mexican. You know?
Beijing.
So you know that's something that's normal in society, but it's like where do they, you know, that I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I said,
It's
I
weird.
Think, I think what's happening is, and like I said, I don't have a problem with people being anything you want to be in life.
Yeah.
Okay? But when they start cramming it down our throats with commercials and this, that, and the third, and all this other stuff, that leaves an open window that we have to have with discussions with other people
Yeah.
or our children's children because they're looking at it a certain way.
See, my,
Okay, if a child, like he said earlier, they're like sponges. They soak this shit up. Okay, they will pick this stuff up like nobody's business because their minds are so open to everything at this point.
Yeah.
So that little boy that saw that is gonna be, oh, you know, let me give him a kiss or let me give her a kiss or you know what I mean. But then he's gonna start seeing, why is that guy got a dress on this time? And he's got a beard.
Yeah. Amber says it was just as taboo with interracial couples.
Right.
it was, but see, that's the thing. That's what I was gonna say. Like, they look at these type of commercials and they're flagged. Okay, go ahead, air 'em. But they raise so much fuss for interracial couples to kiss. They raise so much fuss. If right now today, if a black person went out and made a commercial, they're gonna sit there and say either it's fine for air on regular television, or this is too urban, this is too black, and it's gonna run at a very late time where nobody's up on a channel that nobody watches, or there's gonna be some shit shelved on YouTube. And they'll do that to a Latino person,
Yeah.
or to an Asian person, or to any other nationality or person who makes anything culturally vibrant with their background, who they are and where they come from. It's gonna be too urban. It's too you. It's too much.
This is where you fight back, where you hit them with your own platform.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Here we are.
But then you look at Hollywood. You see how they've taken Hollywood, and they don't have that problem no more. They can do whatever they want, and that's why it's funny because you can do whatever you want, but you can't joke about them. And that's why I value what Dave Chappelle said, because he was like, "That's fucked up."
Yeah, Hollywood went all the way to
They
the
went
opposite
all the way in.
where it's so diverse, but then you can't say nothing about nobody and everything.
Yeah.
Just
Like the N word can go,
Yeah.
but you say that F word, oh, it's bleeped.
Look
You
at
getting a
all the-
fine.
Look at all of the comedy shows, all comedians, okay? From, you have Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, all
Yeah.
the greats, all the comedians, white, black, Hispanic, all of them. All of their shows, or all their stand-up acts and all of their HBO specials were always racial, you know.
What got 'em to the top.
Yeah, everything, okay? And they did pick on gays.
Yes, they
and-
did.
And stuff. So at that point, now where we are in society, now everything's full pop. Now, oh no, don't say that. It's politically incorrect. You
Yeah.
can't say this, or you can't say. So we can't make fun of nobody anymore
Exactly.
because everybody's emotionally driven. Everybody's soft now. You know what I mean? So I think where we're at in this climate is we're too accepting of the oh my God, you're gonna hurt my feelings.
yeah.
Well, I'm offended, you're offended.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, for real. I'm offended that you have to put that commercial on and I have to tell him that he's 3, you want to be that way. I'm offended. But nobody cares about me. They care more about that and that agenda. So the balance and imbalance in society right now is we either do way too much over the top and do it so that we're jamming it down everybody's throats, or don't do it at all.
Exactly. You know what? We know where it got fucked up at. Know where it got fucked up at? When we made Kramer apologize for all that shit he said, when really he should have just apologized for doing a shitty show.
It's weird. Yeah.
Like he really had a shitty fucking show, and he got mad. He got heckled.
Yeah.
And he said
Yeah,
some
that's what
racist
it's-
shit.
yeah.
And he got fucking canned over that shit. And it was the racial shit was bogus, yes. But honestly, you had a shit show. You had a shitty fucking show. I never really thought he was funny to do stand up in the first place. I was shocked that he had stand up. I was like, you
Yeah,
just stand up?
fall down a stair.
Right, like I thought you just did Kramer, nigga. That's it. You think you did other shit? Act? What? Act? I thought you Kramer. It's just
Come
that.
up, say lines or what do you
Right?
do?
What the fuck? Stand
No,
up.
not a, he was a Kramer, but then what else did he play in?
I seen like later on that he did other other.
When he was
films
young,
and
he
stuff.
did a lot of
other
comedy.
shit, yeah, but he was never really fun. I knew then I realized later on because he used to get into it with Andy Kaufman a lot.
Oh, okay.
Like he damn near fist fought him on air on live TV, and they had that shit on. They got that shit on YouTube where it was Andy Kaufman. I guess was supposed to play like he was high, and he was just like, I can't do this skit. And he was just like. He went and grabbed the cue cards. It's like, just read the goddamn cue cards. Like, he has that temper. And they played like a compilation of like bloopers and shit from Seinfeld. And there was times he put like hands around like Julie Louis-Dreyfus.
Elaine?
And was like, he tried to choke Elaine out. And I was like, holy shit, this nigga crazy. This nigga really is crazy. So I was like, oh, no wonder he said that shit. He just wanted to say that shit so he can keep from jumping off the stage and getting his ass whooped.
Man.
He gonna beat up 2 niggas in the fucking clubhouse. Well, I'm sorry, it's not gonna happen. Kramer or not, he getting his ass whooped. But no, like I didn't knock him for just saying what he said. You know, that's obviously some shit he felt. You know, that's him. But us going after him like that, it was overkill.
That's
overkill.
And I bring up these topics obviously to
Dynamite, he deserved it, but Kramer, he did a shit show. That was really it. It was a shitty show. That's all I got to say. But no,
All right. The reason I brought this up is because obviously, like I said before, this is our field. We are entertainment. We are creators of platforms, creators of shows and everything. And people are eventually gonna start asking and wondering like what our views and opinions are on certain things, you know, and that is reflected through
Tell
our
them to
work.
watch this episode.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll tell them pregunta.
Pregúntame. You know, and also, you know, just I just wanted to really go into a conversation that really showed our talents and that the fact that we are diverse in more ways than one. You know, and you know, I want to take the last couple minutes here before we finish and wrap up the show to thank you guys for coming. You know, I know like we said at the beginning, we were trying to get you guys to come in for a while now, but we've been mentioning on Al Mil Mondays, we got a lot of shit brewing, and this just happened to be one. We wanted to introduce you guys to, obviously we are doing Al Mil. We are going to be doing Al Mil Radio here really soon, and we have, you know, Mace and Money Mike are going to be doing a segment within our segment for Al Mil TV or Al Mil Radio. We haven't decided which direction we want to go with it, but they are going to be doing live con Al Mil Records, because if you guys didn't know, Mace is also the CEO head of Al Mil Records. And they're going to be doing a segment here. Obviously, you know, Chubbs is our graphic guy, so everything that you see, you know, most of the time comes from him, or it comes from my phone. So, you know, we all have our own little niches here within the platform that we're about to fulfill. So, you know, if you guys want to talk a little bit in regards to what, you know, audiences can expect from your show, or what the general consensus is of it.
Or how they can reach you on social media, all that stuff.
Well, we're still
Plug
trying to work
yourselves.
out some of the details, but it's going to be a show for showcasing local and regional talent, national talent, honestly from wherever, right?
Yeah, from
talent
wherever.
from wherever. And we're going to give them an opportunity to showcase their talent. We're still trying to figure out like the formula of how we're going to figure out like Artist of the Month type of deal, and I think we're going to offer them an opportunity to get their material played on the radio, which is, I think, something that unless you're an established artist, that I don't think you really get out there.
Okay.
Yeah, so we want to, you know, put some new stuff on the radio, what's out there, what's hot, something like, you know, the younger crowd can relate to, you know, and people like we were talking about earlier who were born here, but your roots trace back to Mexico, you know what I'm saying, or you come from some other place, some other Latin American place, or some other country. So we want to give people an opportunity to just show us what they got.
Right,
you
to
know?
be heard.
To be heard.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah.
I mean, other than that too, we're gonna be playing like the newest tracks that are coming out from the biggest artists, and we're gonna be shuffling in there with, you know, local talent, like he said. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be something very entertaining to see new talents show what they got, and you know, and give them that spotlight that they need to really be seen and known and stuff.
And I don't think there's really anything out there like that. And if there is, we haven't really heard about
No,
it.
not mixing them with the newer stuff. Like, you know, people gotta work. Sometimes they gotta work or pay a lot of money to get their video next to a
That's what
popular
I'm saying.
song.
So
Right.
I think we're bringing something new to the table.
Dope. So as always, you guys know we got a lot of shit brewing, and if you want more info, contact us on our social media, or tune in next week Monday for Al Mil Mondays. All right, this has been the Method Lab, and we are out.
Shout out to what do you call it? The Alvarez family, Rip,
Yes.
Sandro. We we lost another good one. Believe it or not, I knew dude that just passed. So I found out about it this morning. I wish I would have known. I would have went to the funeral. But rest in peace, Sandro.
Rest in peace.
What's up?